Imagine this, a group of people sailing through raging seas, waves crashing, skies burning red with the reflection of war. Yet they move forward, not for glory, not for politics, but for humanity. They carry no weapons, only hope. That journey is no longer ordinary. It becomes a story of unshakable courage, where people risk everything to remind the world that compassion still exists. Today, we uncovered the remarkable story of such a voyage, the global Sumud Flotilla, a mission that set sail to break silence, break barriers, and bring life-saving aid to the people of Gaza. Welcome to Ayat and Atoms, where stories of truth and humanity come alive. In the middle of 2025, a new movement took birth. A civilian initiative that rose not from governments, but from hearts united across the world. They called it the Global Sumud Flotilla. Sumud, an Arabic word that means steadfastness. And that word became the spirit of this entire mission, to stand tall, even when the world looks away. This flotilla brought together people and organizations, the Freedom Flotilla Coalition, the Global Movement to Gaza, the Maghreb Sumud Flotilla, and Sumud Nusantana. Together they formed one of the largest humanitarian fleets in modern history. Over 500 brave souls from 44 nations, on board more than 40 ships, sailing under one banner, humanity first. But the seas they crossed were not calm. From the very beginning, danger lurked on the horizon. Drone attacks shadowed their route. Ships were seized, some destroyed, yet not a single participant turned back. By October 1st, 2025, several vessels had already been attacked, but the mission still moved forward. Because this was more than a voyage, it was a statement. Their journey began from the harbors of Otranto and Genoa in Italy, and Barcelona, Spain. Later, fleets joined from Catania, Syros, and Tunis. Through fierce winds and unforgiving storms, they pressed on, their hearts stronger than the waves that tried to stop them. Even after repeated attacks in early September, they regrouped in Sicily, Greece, and Crete, their resolve burning brighter than ever before. And the world began to watch. From across continents, support poured in. Lawmakers from Italy, Spain, and Portugal, Colombian President Gustavo Petro, and UN Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese voiced their unwavering support for the flotilla. Meanwhile, Israeli authorities denounced it as an illegal operation, vowing to take severe action. But humanity does not need permission to do what is right. After the attacks, Italy and Spain ordered their navies to assist in rescue efforts. Turkey stepped forward, declaring it would protect the flotilla if needed. And though the European Commission remained silent, millions of ordinary people around the world raised their voices in unity. For them, the Sumud Flotilla became a symbol of human resistance, a reminder that compassion cannot be blockaded. Since 2007, after Hamas took control of Gaza, Israel's naval blockade has strangled the region. For nearly 2 decades, very few vessels have made it through. One such attempt in 2010, the Gaza Freedom Flotilla, ended in tragedy. 10 lives lost. But from that pain, a movement was born. A promise that someday humanity would try again. And in 2025, they did. This time, the global Sumud Flotilla carried not just food and medicine, but the spirit of defiance, the voice of conscience, and the dream of a freer world. Among the participants were doctors, peace activists, and artists, faces the world already knew. Greta Thunberg, Rima Hassan, Tiago Avila, Zwelithini Mandela, and many others. Together, they echoed a message that shook hearts everywhere. No more blockades. We want compassion. No more war. We want humanity. The 2025 Sumud Flotilla was not merely a humanitarian mission. It was a declaration, a stand against silence, a reminder that when politics fail, people rise. And through their courage, they showed the world that the strongest force on earth isn't power, it's compassion. This is the story of an extraordinary voyage toward Gaza. A voyage that proved the greatest borders are not drawn on maps, but in our hearts, and they can be broken when humanity sails together. At Ayat and Atoms, we share stories that awaken the soul, stories that speak of courage, faith, and the unbreakable spirit of humankind. If this story touched your heart, give it a like, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe to Ayat and Atoms for more real stories that remind us, even in the darkest times, humanity still shines.